Tonight we're going to do a brief in-box review of the parts for the Pocher 1/8 scale Pagani Utopia. When you get the box, this is what's going to arrive at your door. This is a 29 by 22 by 16 inch shipping box for those of you who do not metric. The size of the Mountain Dew bottle kind of gives it away. The box was so large that I decided to open it up and actually do this review on my kitchen counter because I didn't have enough space on the workbench downstairs to actually open it up and spread out the parts. So we're going to open up this box, take a look at what we have inside. Once you open the box, it comes wrapped in a pretty hefty plastic bag. Protects the kit box from any moisture or condensation that might happen during shipping. As you can tell, the kit box packaging is pretty high quality. Glossy cardstock, photo quality. It's even the packaging is quite nice. I have the 917 box and I'm kind of reluctant to actually get rid of it. So here it is out of the shipping box, which is now over in the corner by the dog bowl. The presentation is quite nice. It lends itself quite well. Don't let 1/8 scale die-cast kit throw you. This is a hardcore plastic model kit in addition to having die-cast, and yes, it has a pre-painted body, but you'll see later on. When you open the top, you have a nice frameable print of the Utopia. On the back side is some information, contact information for customer service. This kit does not come with printed instructions, so you have to click on the QR code and download the digital instruction manual. If you must have a printed instruction manual, you can contact their customer service and they'll send you one. So when you open up the main kit box, there are two major components. That box there contains all of the loose parts. This box here contains all of the metal and pre-painted parts that make up the bulk of the model. So here you'll see the nose section, the upper body section, the rear engine deck, and then a lot of the subframe parts. There's the end of the engine block there, the doors. Some of the suspension parts are located in here as well, and there are parts that are tucked underneath. The quality of the paintwork is actually quite good. You will notice that the model does have a thin film on it. I believe that comes from the plastic that they wrap the parts in to protect them. In the 917 kit, they used plastic bags for everything. Here they use kind of a hefty type of saran wrap, and it does have some kind of an oil on it to make it stick to the parts, and you can kind of see that in the reflections on the paint, but it wipes off. Here's some of the subframe assemblies. This is part of the engine and suspension. All of these parts are pre-painted. They are very sturdy. These are not lightweight parts. Because they're bearing the weight of the chassis, they kind of have to be. So when you unpackage all of the parts, everything's in individual bags, and this is what you get. All of the suspension parts and metal parts are individually wrapped. All of your small parts and detail parts all come in bags that are alphabetically and numerically labeled. These are some of the anodized and plated parts. You have brake calipers and suspension arms and things of that nature. The standard modeler will probably use these right out of the package. There is no cleanup that's required on these particular parts. The hardcore modeler may want to go in and clean up some of the seam lines and injection pin lines, and obviously repaint some of the stuff. Some of the parts, like the suspension arms, could just use a wash to kind of accentuate details. When I did the 917, I drilled out the rotors, the holes for the rotors, and put washes in all of the recesses on the suspension arms. Each bag then contains smaller bags with individual parts. These are the decals. There's the dashboard decals for the instrument cluster. Plug wires and hydraulic lines, material for the seat belts. This kit contains a photo etch fret that has intake cooling plates as well as all of your seatbelt hardware. So you do have to do some photo etch work. These are quite neat. These are the mechanical hinges for the rear deck. So the rear deck actually functions with a set of hinges that are true to the original. And a hefty bag of metal screws. The vast majority of these are hidden from view within the model. Serious modeler will want to hide some of those if they are visible, and I would strongly recommend getting a caddy or something to put each of the individual screw types into. I use a prescription pill Monday through Sunday pill holder for all of those. This is your glass. They vinyl cling both sides of the glass to protect it. Clear parts, including your door glass, your tail lights, and your headlight lenses. Exhaust parts. Now these are pre-painted and they actually look pretty good until you realize that you have to put each of these halves together, leaving a big seam down the middle. So any intermediate to advanced modeler is going to want to fill those seams, sand them smooth, and then probably hit it with a coat of Alclad or some other silver. These are engine parts and some of the carbon fiber coated parts. Here is part of the chassis with the carbon fiber detail. I pulled this out of the bag to get a little closer look, and the detail on the carbon fiber is actually very nice. So each of the individual bags is labeled, and then all of the smaller subcomponents are F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 are found within the larger bag. So contrary to popular belief, there are lots and lots of sprues in this kit, and there are parts and subassemblies that require assembling like a regular model kit. The bag Y has a lot of flexible parts in it, exhaust hoses and brake lines and hydraulic lines and things of that nature, where rigid parts are probably overkill, so they include these flexible parts. This was really neat. These are plated parts, and these are parts of the radiator assembly, so it shows all of the serration. Again, the serious modeler will cut these from the sprue, fill and sand the edges, take care of any sink lines or sink marks, seam lines, thank you. Here's some of the additional metal plated parts. And again, all of the parts they use the same color. Some of the parts are titanium, some parts are stainless steel, some parts are aluminum, some parts are steel. So you'll want to do some research into the actual car and maybe make changes. One of the neat features is the leather dashboard and the leather components. The stitching is absolutely phenomenal, and the leather has a matte texture, and these parts are flexible. The only thing I think these need is maybe a little bit of burnt umber wash in the stitching to kind of pop out the detail. So there's door trim and dashboard. And they even include floor mats. So these are the floor mats for the car in the same leather material. Rims are quite nice. The wheels are plated and have the gold trim on the inside. That would probably be problematic for most of us as modelers to mask and spray that. And then of course the tires are rubber, hard rubber. if they're anything like the 917, you do have to warm them up a little bit, soften them to push the rims on, but once they're there, they're there. And then the rest of the sprues, these make up the majority of the underside body chassis panels. This is the center console and part of the dashboard and rear bulkhead. Your fuselage, your body tub, and then your linings that go on the inside of the metal parts. That's the underside plate. That gives you a good idea of the size of this model going into this project. And the balance of the sprues are detail parts, everything from windshield wipers to cooling fans, radiator cooling fans, oil cooler fans, engine parts, lots of pulleys, lots of intake and exhaust manifold parts, everything that you need to basically create a supermodel. The average modeler will probably be more than satisfied with the pre-coloring of the parts. The serious modeler will probably want to go in and add a little variety. But each bag is packed full of parts. Some have been individually wrapped, and some are on sprues, depending upon where they appear in the model. These are the leather seats. I'm not going to take these out of the bag because they're actually they have like a flocking on them, and they are just absolutely amazing looking seats. And here's all of the parts back in the box, getting ready for the build. This is going to be an enjoyable kit. It's not a simple bolt together, screw together kit, and don't let the fact that it's pre-painted fool you. You have work, you have assembly, you have seam lines, you have painting. There's a lot of things that are going to need to be done to take this to the next level, especially with us being serious model builders.